Let's talk Rhamondre Stevenson and his new contract extension with the New England Patriots. Stevenson now, of course, being locked in with the Patriots for the next 5 years, getting a 4-year extension on top of the contract he already had. 4 years, $36 million base, 17 guaranteed, and it's worth up to $48 million. Ben, what were your original thoughts and reactions to this deal?
Yeah, look, Zach, when I first saw this deal, the first thing that stood out is this was a common theme that's been happening this offseason, right? The Patriots have been retaining their players, more specifically their homegrown players, right? Juwan Bentley, Josh Uche have just re-signed contracts, and they join players who the Patriots brought in a couple of years ago who just re-signed, like Kendrick Bourne and Hunter Henry. And I think it's incredibly important, right? They're figuring out the key pieces on both sides of the ball. And Rhamondre Stevenson fits that one of those key pieces, right? He's proven to be a very good runner, although he's been injured just a little bit last couple of seasons. I think it's a good contract. I think there's a lot of incentives built in there, and the contract is structurally very specific, if that makes sense. And I'm looking forward to it. I mean, a lot of running backs don't necessarily sign that big contract at the end of their rookie deal. Most of them move on. You've seen this last offseason, a ton of running backs have moved on. So I find it I find it interesting, at least right now, just that the Patriots decided to go a 4-year deal, right? This isn't a 2-year or 3-year deal. This is another 4-year deal. He's going to be playing till, his upper 20s, hopefully, in New England.
Yeah, and especially at a position that is typically so injury prone, and we've seen issues with running backs in recent years where some of the top guys aren't really getting paid what they should be getting paid. They're struggling in that type of risk to reward type thing where they're playing a pretty risky position. They're not getting paid as much as other positions are. But Stevenson getting a bag. I mean, again, 4 years, $36 million. That puts him at the 7th highest paid annual average for a running back, behind just Christian McCaffrey, Alvin Kamara, Jonathan Taylor, Saquon Barkley, Josh Jacobs, and Joe Mixon. So that's a pretty elite group of running backs. All are, I would say, much more established than Stevenson, and that's not meant to be a shot at him, but those are all veterans who have played out their contracts or have had almost 2,000-yard seasons from scrimmage, not just rushing, but also receiving. So a very talented group right there that he joins among the highest paid. It's an interesting contract, again, just because of the money, but I do agree with what you said. They're setting the precedent, and that's what you need out of a new regime, is just set a precedent, retain your guys, and bring in that new culture.
Yeah, kind of going back to what you said, Stevenson started out his rookie year in the doghouse, right? He didn't start out on a good note. He fumbled early on, and there was many doubts. But a lot of people forget, too, that James White was in a very similar position. James White was drafted by the Patriots, and he also didn't have a hot start. He had to sit his rookie year. And then you see both of those players, more so Stevenson, though, he got 1,000+ scrimmage yards his second year. He had, I want to say, 700-something rushing yards, 800-something rushing yards his second year. And he really showed that he could have the offense on his back, especially with Mac Jones. And then last year, of course, he gets injured later on and gets kind of – Ezekiel Elliott then splits his carries even when Stevenson comes back. But if he can stay healthy, man, I really, really do like this contract.
Mm-hmm. And Stevenson's best season Of course, coming in 2022, he had over 1,000 rushing yards, and he was also a very, very good receiving back. 69 receptions out of the backfield for 421 yards and a touchdown. Like that, this guy is a weapon, right? He can really do it all. So overall, I am pretty happy with the deal for the Patriots. I think it'll work out well for both sides. Stevenson getting good money, and the Patriots getting a very good player in return.
Yeah, I stand corrected. I don't know why I thought he only got 800 rushing yards. He hit 1,000 rushing yards because the Patriots hadn't had a 1,000-yard rusher in like 15 years, and I remember then Stevenson kind of got that in 2022. But yeah, I mean, I'm really excited, and the Patriots have a new running back in their room, Antonio Gibson, who's more of that third down running back, right? More of that reception running back. But I still think it's the Rhamondre Stevenson show, especially after this.
For sure. And so with the contract, $36 million base, like I had said, up to $48 million with incentives. Those incentives come through scrimmage yards and Pro Bowl or All-Pro selections. So each year, 2025, 26, 27, and 28, he gets $600,000 for if he hits 1,400. He gets an extra $600,000 if he hits 1,500, and another $600,000 if he hits 1,600 total scrimmage yards in that season. And then he also gets $600,000 for a Pro Bowl appearance and $600,000 for a All-Pro appearance, first team or second team. And again, that goes through each season. It's the same numbers, the same exact incentives for each season. So those are going to be pretty tough to earn. He, in his 2022 season, he did hit 1,400 yards, but that was his best season, like I had said. He did hit 1,400 yards, which would get that $600,000 bonus. But then he would have to keep that up and do even better if he wants to totally maximize that value. So probably not the most likely to be earned incentives right there, but still pretty good and definitely possible.
Yeah. And it's also going to be possible because the Patriots are starting over at quarterback, right? They have Drake May or Jacoby Brissett. Say Drake May starts earlier than a lot of people expect. They're going to rely on that running game. They're going to rely on that play action game, which is going to give more chances for Rhamondre Stevenson to kind of earn that money.
For sure. So I think that's all we got for that. Make sure you guys keep tuning in. We'll have some live episodes coming up soon and some more videos coming out as well. Thank you all for listening.
Thank you.